Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to the Thaumaturge. And in the last episode, guys, Wiktor was thrown into the Citadel and had to stage an escape. Now, we were able to recruit help from a very familiar face, Samira, the Thaumaturge who we ran into at the hotel, who was not particularly fond of us, but we were able to convince her to help us, and both of us were able to get out. Now we are here at Amir's place, and we can sit down and talk to the Thaumaturge, but before we do anything there, it looks like we've got some stuff to actually examine here in his office. Pistol bullets. They look like they were removed from someone's body. The vessel contains the words of a Thanksgiving prayer. Its intention is to send grace to Dr. Amir, who helps everyone, even revolutionaries, even if they've been shot. He brings relief and asks no questions, like a true angel. Also gives them deniability. Patient charts, list of services. August 14th, otitis, I refused payment. Miss H.O. with a sick child, I refused payment. Pneumonia, gash wound, 2 rubles for the dressing. Suspected gynecological disease, instructed her to go to Anna for a consultation. He seems pretty on the up and up. They've been anonymous. His concern for patient extends beyond medical treatments. It appears that he often refuses money for his help. Amir's clinic. Amir is a doctor by calling who sincerely cares about his patients. He pays no attention to their social class or background. If he can relieve their suffering, he will. This is not a common attitude. Interesting. Sit down and talk to the Thaumaturges. Oh. The coterie is back together, huh? Home medicine chest. It's full of dried herbs as well as homemade ointments and concoctions. Thoughts hang between bundles of herbs. When something works, it works. Who cares if it comes from folk medicine or a fancy lab? Half-wits could also benefit from reading Avicenna and include hygiene and exercise in their treatment. Oh. A little bit of scientific with a little bit of holistic. The Morning Gazette. Riots in front of St. Mary Magdalene Orthodox Church. Yeah, we already read that, but I will take your XP. Ooh. Collect all gramophone records. Music lover. A Jew. Music lover. Scientific brochure, Inheriting the Talent for Thaumaturgy, Professor J.R. Laurent. When it comes to thaumaturges passing their skills on to their heirs, little research has been done. In this work, I shall present my own hypothesis. However, the issue requires further study. For many years, it's been believed that the talent for thaumaturgy is tied strictly to either the male or the female line of a given family. However, deviations from this were far too frequent to be termed mere errors of nature. The works of Gregor Mendel may shed a bit of light on this issue, particularly his theory about dominant and recessive genes, which I refer to in Chapter 4. Oh, Samira's here. Shamel. After the burial, the deceased is visited by 2 angels, Mankara and Nakira. If they were a good and devout person, God will inspire them to answer the angels' questions correctly. However, if they were not devout, they will become frightened and lose their ability to speak upon seeing the angels. Here are the questions that will be asked after death and the answers that should be given. Who is the Lord? My Lord is the Almighty God Allah. What is your religion? My religion is Islam. What is the name of your prophet? The name of my prophet is Muhammad. What is the name of your book? The name of my book is the Holy Quran. What is your Qibla? My Qibla is the stately Al-Kaaba. From whom do you hail? I hail from Adam. What peoples are your brothers in faith? The peoples of Abraham. Truly, I am a Muslim. Alhamdulillah. Apologies if I butchered that. A beautiful edition of a book with Muslim prayers. What can I tell you, my dear? Human acrimony knows no bounds, but one must believe in one's cause and doggedly take one step after another, however small and pathetic it may seem. Or at least, that's what I've been telling myself so far. After years of fighting, not so much against disease and poverty, but against prejudice and malice, I feel quite drained of strength and am seriously considering the prospect of abandoning my work. The 1,000 needles stuck into my supposedly tough skin have left festering scars. First, the difficulties and refusals when I wanted to start a practice in Warsaw after completing my studies in Zurich, then the rejected candidacy for the Warsaw Medical Society, despite having a recommendation from Professor Hoyer. After that, there were problems in Petersburg, miraculously interrupted by coincidence, thanks to which I became a doctor in the Sultan's harem. And finally, a cornucopia of unpleasant insinuations, which I was treated to by both the press and my fellow doctors. They say you should look for your inner strength because it is that strength that is needed most in times of darkness. However, I am sympathetic to you and your dilemmas. Do not hesitate to come and talk to me. My door is always open to you. Best regards, Anna Thaumaturge Dapskra. The sender is Anna, the first woman doctor to open a practice in Warsaw. She seems to have a lot of respect for... Okay, in the letter she calls him Faljey. Chess. A game of chess interrupted halfway through. The armies standing on the board are composed of figures and arguments. The bishop of deep conviction beats the rook. The black pawns prepare an Ersic ambush. The white knight gets ready for a counterattack. And so they remain, locked in battle, in eternal suspense, frozen in a discussion interrupted by death. Was this one with his father? Amir's house. Amir is a doctor and a Tatar Faljey who combined traditional medicine with scientific achievements. Looks like the tea is brewing. Okay.
Please, make yourselves at home. The tea is brewing and it will do us all good. Madame must be the Thaumaturge Wiktor told me about.
Did I mention that?
For the time being, I'll assume we all have good intentions.
As for me, you have nothing to worry about, sir.
I do kind of have doubts, but she also knows how powerful we are and our intentions, so I'm going to say we trust her for right now.
I trust her.
That's enough for me. Let's not waste time. Do not mistake this somber moment for one of peace. This isn't the calm before the storm. We're in the eye of the storm. Time is scarce, the risk is great, and the consequences will be irreversible. I trust you've got the Black Grimoire already?
Yeah, what is going on here?
What do you think threatens us?
You're a wanted fugitive, so detainment, interrogation, and probably the noose. And you, miss?
The noose. They won't waste time interrogating me.
Okay.
Why don't we move on from doubts to solutions?
The solution is to combine all of our individualities. Separately, we're all too weak. But if we form a pact, its consequences might reverberate throughout Russia, possibly even all of Europe. Who knows, maybe that way we could save not only our own necks.
What about Wanda? Aren't you afraid she'll seek revenge?
Yes, and that revenge will push her to extreme measures. But what we're trying to build might save her from downfall. It's one of the reasons that time is of the essence.
I got my father's grimoire back. It was where we both expected it to be.
Have you studied it yet?
Yeah, we decided not to read it.
Not yet. I haven't had the time.
That's understandable.
Can you tell me what we're talking about exactly?
Before he died, Stanisław Szulski created a hypothesis upon which he tried to use the full potential of Thaumaturge's mental bond.
You mean peeking inside each other's heads? It is not arcane knowledge.
Shulsky believed that connected thaumaturges could share their powers.
It's still just a hypothesis. How can we verify it?
Only through an experiment, I presume.
Oh, so more thaumaturges, the more powerful of an influence, maybe?
Let's not waste any more time. What else do we need to form such a pact?
First of all, a fourth member. The other one you mentioned. Who is that?
The only one that comes to mind is Ariel Rofe.
Ooh.
He crossed my mind too. Do you think he could be useful with the reputation he has? He hasn't shown up at the Ruzhitz much lately.
He's not happy with us.
Do you know him well?
Not personally. People talk about him in the neighborhood. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Don't give it too much thought. Needless trouble.
Do you know where I could find him, if not at the bazaar?
I know he used to live somewhere in the heart of Mirov. Maybe there.
The bizarre thaumaturge.
Okay, this is gonna be rough.
I'll bring him here. At least I'll try.
There's also the question of that Rasputin.
How do you think I should resolve this situation?
It would be most imprudent to let such suspicious people inside your mind for too long. Any carelessness may cost all of us dearly. If you're still bound to him somehow, I'm afraid you'll have to end it.
There it is.
Yes. Tell him it's not him, it's you, and so on. Remember, this is no longer a question of only your noggin.
Madame, the tea is ready. I have to go down now. Good luck, Wiktor.
This does seem like a better option. If we have to choose between... Oh, Act 3. Written in blood. And we got a point that we can't use. We need 2 more. Meet with Rasputin at the house. Talk to Samirov.
Come to check on me.
Would that be wrong?
Your resistance girlfriend won't mind. It's a rhetorical question.
Who is Sarah Rivkin?
You saw my files at Koniechkin's. Sarah Rivkin is none of your business.
Point out...
I think you owe me one.
As far as I remember, you were the one who put me in the hands of the Ochrana.
And then I got you out of them, alive.
Do you want the long story or the short one?
The long one.
Long. I've got time.
Quiet. So, a Jewish orphan, Sarah Rivkin, was born in the Austro-Hungarian partition. When the street decides to end her, fortune sends her help in the form of a popular psychic, Madame Samira. Samira adopts Sarah as her daughter, and they become inseparable. Madame Samira can see more than others. She's the one who made Sarah realize her thaumaturgist nature. But Madame also has enemies who can reach her in the safety of her house. Sarah knows she has to disappear if she wants to stay alive.
So you took her identity. I guess it wasn't too hard for a Thaumaturge to act as a psychic.
Indeed.
Okay.
Were you close with Madame?
Wouldn't you be close with someone who raised you?
No.
Believe me, it's not so obvious to me.
It was Madame who taught me how to live, not the streets. She was unique. By adopting her name, I believe I saved her in a way. This is the least I can do to repay her.
Kept her name going at the expense of her own. But yeah, it was one of those things like she stays safe, but the Madame's reputation continues.
Why did you decide to come here? With Madame's money, you could be anywhere.
Anywhere is neither worse nor better than here, but the gaze of Samira's assassins won't reach here.
Scowan's shackles do, however. How did you meet him?
You'll know when you deserve to.
Thank you for opening up to me.
Look out, I might start to like you.
Oh dear.
Let me change the subject.
Finally, how long can you pity yourself?
As I said, I've got time.
What actually convinced you to run away with me?
A woman without secrets becomes vulnerable.
Let me guess.
Surprise me.
Ooh. Yeah, that's really prideful.
I think I was the perfect opportunity to get off Konieczkin's leash.
I wouldn't call it a leash, rather an entanglement.
Am I right?
Perhaps.
I'll take that as a yes.
What are your impressions after meeting our host?
Do you trust no one, or are you just being polite?
I just wanted to know your opinion. If what we are planning here is going to work, you'll have to trust us at some point.
I'm not sure if he's a good Faljey, but he seems to be an experienced Thaumaturge. And it's not easy for me, but I think I would trust him. Not that I have any choice.
I'm glad she's kind of, at least outwardly, forgiven us for the noodle incident.
I'll come back later.
Sure.
I do like her, though. If there were romance options in the game, I'd probably go with Samira over, like, Wanda, for example, if that was even a thing. Where are we? Chapter 3. This is getting serious. Leave the clinic and greet the martial law in Warsaw. Ew. The Warsaw Courier, pressing news. There are peasant riots in the Pieterkow Township. Permission was granted for the construction of a new Catholic church in Minsk. Preacher G.Y. Rasputin, known for his St. Petersburg controversy, arrived in Warsaw. Butchers declare a strike. The management of Warsaw Gas Works has introduced, where it deems possible, the free rental of the gas cooker Jar and 2 other two-pot gas cookers. Okay, so that's the entrance into the study. Okay. Poster with Wiktor's portrait. Wanted. Dangerous Thaumaturge on the loose. Anyone with knowledge of the individual is urged to report to the nearest police station or law enforcement officer. No reward is offered. It is a civic duty.
Intriguing.
Is this going to be like Link to the Past when you go talk to the lady?
Vaše dokumenty. Pardon? What don't you understand? Documents.
Papers, please.
Je ne parle pas ruski.
It's not enough that he's a magician. He's scum. You'll learn right quick once I give you a beating. Documents. I won't say it again.
Рядовой Стрельцов. I'll take over. Documents, or are you deaf? Show them to me and you can be on your way.
Yeah, sure.
Why so nervous, officer? If it's papers you want to see, I'll show you. I've nothing to hide.
He's a magician, Captain.
What, am I blind? I can see he's a magician, but he's not the one. Всё хорошо. You can go. Just watch yourself.
Lazarev's note. I learned from Lazarev that Rasputin is waiting for me near the brothel. Oh. Ah, I forgot this is the one who's part of the cult.
Who is the Tsar's army actually looking for on the streets?
Not you. A terrorist and a fugitive from the Citadel. Go now. I've got my eye on you. Streltsov, reinforcements are needed on Bzetska. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
It's good to have friends in high places, I guess. I will say, I'm kind of tempted to go visit the barber and change Wiktor's look. Ooh. Admire the view? So the bazaar is locked down. Can we go talk to Wanda over at Burke's real quick? I want to see if that's available. She is probably very upset over the death of Mikhail. And she may do something rather rash. Alright, looks like everything is pretty much the same here. Hello, kitty. Uh-oh. Oh, she's here.
Wanda.
Did you come to lecture me about not doing anything stupid?
How did you know they would take us to the Citadel?
Thank you, Wanda. You saved my life. You're welcome. After the row by the church, they made no bones about where they were taking you. They wanted to make it an example to others.
They underestimated you.
By the way, that madame, who is she?
A colleague.
You look like someone who has a lot of colleagues. Well, never mind. Watch out for her. What about you? What are you doing here?
First things first.
I'm really sorry about your loss.
Do you feel better now? You managed to get out, and Michal stayed there.
You'd rather have it the other way around?
Claim it wasn't your fault?
Look after yourself. I hope you thought it through.
Ugh.
I'll take care of everything. I promise.
Well, that's gone well. At least we were able to get her friend out before it all went pear-shaped. Okay, let's go talk to Rasputin. Oh, the tram system's down. Looks like it's a carriage or nothing. Double check, make sure everything else is good. All right. Oh, we can't go back to the cemetery. Oh man, we got areas under complete lockdown. Ew. Well, now I kind of want to travel to the other areas. Find Rasputin. Alright, before we do though, if we can go into some of these other zones. I want to see if there's anything else. Gives us kind of the lay of the land, you know what I mean? Anything here?
Stop, I say!
Oh.
Why are you butting in, Feldman?
Show a little respect. He's a rabbi, after all.
Rabbi or no rabbi, if he keeps butting in, he'll get some too.
Calm down. Maybe that's our mission.
You're either with us, or you're against us.
What are you doing in his crowd, Hayat?
You shouldn't be here. I'm leaving town, and so should you, before someone sees your book.
This neighborhood has seen enough blood. I'm begging you. Hashem is watching you and can see you.
Not while that magician is still breathing.
What's going on here? Who are they talking about?
People read all the propaganda and got hot under the collar. They went after Ariel Rofe, but Feldman stopped them, and I'm afraid to leave him alone. But you need to get out of here. They mean business.
Something continues to elude you.
Where do you intend to go?
As far away as I can. I have a cousin in Lviv, and then we'll see.
A new start?
Yes. I want to leave this town and hatred behind. I want to forget my mistakes. You should, too.
My pride's too high. Yeah.
I'm not going to run. Whatever comes, I'll meet it head on.
Your father might have shared that view. I don't know. Warsaw isn't a good place. For anyone.
I feel like Wiktor would want to fight for Warsaw.
These people know you. I bet they respect you too. Can't you talk them out of it?
Once I imposed my will upon others, and you can see how it ended. Hopefully, Feldman can handle this. I don't know.
Okay, I'm not going to provoke the crowd to fight because something continues to elude us.
Goodbye then.
So it seems.
Okay, we can still talk. That's good. Who? Cart. It's packed full of belongings. The cart is packed with words of regret. They speak of shame and for the hatred that was carried in the heart for so long. The hatred that seemed to be such an easy, righteous way out. And now, the aftermath of the fury is sadness and the understanding that vengeance is never just. Suitcase must have fallen off the cart. The suitcase is wrapped in the words of a prayer for the safety of a friend facing an angry mob armed only with a meager shield of words. He would like to help and support him, to show that he's not alone, but fear constricts his throat. It keeps him from speaking up. Mordecai's journey. Mordecai was leaving the city when he saw Feldman facing an angry mob. Tijad is very familiar with the consequences of hatred, as well as the price of anger. He fears for the lone rabbi, who is the only one trying to stop the violence. He would like to help the man, but finds himself paralyzed by fear and doubt. Okay, do we have any additional quests here? Oh, a fourth for bridge. Is this... I'm very curious. Pure Power Anti-Thaumaturge Pamphlet. Say no to magicians. Alright, we bear witness. Let people know the truth about the magicians known as Thaumaturges. Read this and be aware of the threat. My name is Philippe. As many others, I used to think Thaumaturgy was something like summoning ghosts, and I was wrong. My friends and I noticed a man we didn't know loitering around the neighborhood. Being the good citizens that we are, we went to ask if he was all right, and he came right at us. Not like a normal human being with a shiv or a club. He attacked us with magic. It was as if something tore my head apart from the inside, like a great beak plucked out my muscles one by one. Oh, chicken. Agony. Madness. I couldn't wake up for a long time. I was dreaming, and after I woke up, I was restless. I think he took something from me. Maybe a piece of my soul? I don't know, but I do know I witnessed the work of evil. People like that shouldn't exist. We must fight. It's either us or them. Be brave like Philip and join us in the struggle to cleanse Warsaw. Say no to magicians. Yeah, now I want to check out the entire district for things. Okay, the bazaar is locked down. Can we even get back into the family store? Is that a thing? Oh no, there's an instigator. Oh, there's so many things that we can do here. Okay. Interesting. I'll tell you what, guys. I think we will go ahead and call it an episode. When we get back, we'll continue looking around Warsaw and seeing what kind of trouble we can get into with this lockdown and maybe get some more XP. We also need to talk to Rasputin. We need to find Ariel, who probably despises the very ground that we walk on. and see what happens. But I hope you all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.